Hello and welcome back, campers. So great to see you guys again. Remember yesterday I reminded you guys that we are in our final week of virtual learning, and so therefore we're going to do some review on some of the standards that we learned throughout our virtual summer camp. Let's go, boys and girls. So today we're going to talk about the main idea, and that, remember Ms. McIntosh telling you that's a really, really huge standard. We learned that the main idea is the big idea of who or what the story is mostly about, okay? It's a key point that the author wants you to remember. We also learned that details supports or prove or describe the main idea. So go ahead, boys and girls, think about the main idea. How many of you remember that? The main idea is the big idea of what the story is mostly about. What or who the story is mostly about. Okay, so I expect to see great things on your post-assessment when it comes to the main idea. Another standard that we talked about, boys and girls, was finding the theme of a story or a drama or poem. Every bit of literature, stories have a theme of the story. And we learned that the theme is the message or the lesson that the author wants to convey to us, or the lesson that the author wants us to take away, and how can we apply that lesson to our day-to-day living. Okay, so remember, the theme equals the message. Remember, the main idea is the big idea of who or what the story is mostly about. Okay, let's move right along. Understanding cause and effect. We did a lot of cause and effect. We learned, if you can remember, and I want you guys to think, the cause equals why something happens, and the effect equals what happens. So remember that. Cause equals why, effect equals what. Cause equals why, effect equals what. So a cause is the reason why something happens, and causes usually comes after words like because, since, when, as a result of, and due to. And effect is what happens because of the cause. So effects, boys and girls, usually come after words like so, therefore, thus, consequently, for this reason. The cause can lead to and result in. Okay, so remember that, very, very important. These are certain strategies to help you figure out how to come up with determining the cause and the effect. Okay? And let's move right along. Summarizing a story. A summary includes the most important detail in a story. Remember that. So the most important detail would be your main idea, and pull out those supporting details that's going to support your main idea. And then the problem and the solution. Oh boy, another big one we learned about. I cannot forget this one. Was story elements. Wow. Do you remember the story elements? The parts of a story? Well, let's go. Remember when I said let's do it by our fingers? So it's the settings, the characters, the plot, the problem, and the solution. Let's do that again, and let's do that together. The setting is where and when the story takes place. The characters can be the people or the animals in your stories. The plot is all the events that take place in your story in order of sequencing, first, next, and last. The problem is where something goes wrong. And the solution is the things that we did to fix and solve the problem. Okay? So boys and girls, just use your fingers when you're trying to remember the story elements. Settings, characters, plot, problem, and solution. Okay, last but not least, boys and girls, we have been working on iExcel for this entire journey of our virtual summer school. And I can tell that you guys have answered almost 8,000 ELA questions. You guys have been doing such an amazing job. I want you to continue working in your iExcel and continue working on your SMART score of 80 or higher. Boys and girls, I want you to believe in yourselves. Stay great and stay focused. See you tomorrow.